Hello everybody. So today I want to talk about calculus. The topic today that is about differential equations. So now I want to show you how to answer. We need to create about complementary solution and particular solution. So for this one, I will put about yc equals to e to the power of lambda s. Later that we do first derivative of yc and we have lambda e to the power of lambda s. Because if we do first derivative of this one, we keep the same e to the power of lambda s. Later that we do first derivative of lambda s, you got lambda. Now we go to second derivative of yc and we have lambda square e to the power of lambda s. Because this is about complementary solution, so I will put this one equals to number 0. Now I will put this one gone here, this one gone here, and this one gone here. So we have lambda square e to the power of lambda s plus number 2 lambda e to the power of lambda s, and this one we have e to the power of lambda s equals to number 0. So in this situation, we need to do about factorization by e to the power of lambda s. So we have lambda square plus number 2 lambda plus number 1 equals to number 0. So for this one, we need to find the solution in here. Now this one, we have lambda plus 1 everything to the power of 2 equals to number 0. So this one we have two solutions. We have lambda equals to negative number 1 and lambda equals to negative number 1. So because we have two solutions at the same time, so I will put about yc equals to c number 1. That is about the constant number 1 e to the power of negative s. We change lambda into negative number 1 because they have the same solutions. So we put about c number 2 and later that we put about s e to the power of negative s. About particular solution, I will use about variation of parameters. So for this one, I will put about y number 1. That is about e to the power of negative s. Y number 2. That is about s e to the power of negative s. Gs. That is about this one. Next, so in this situation, I will use about Wronskian. So that should be about y number 1 and y number 2 in here. So we put like this. So the Wronskian, we have the matrix. That is about y number 1, y number 2, first derivative of y number 1, first derivative of y number 2. Y number 1, that's about e to the power of negative s. This one we have s e to the power of negative s. First derivative of this one we have negative e to the power of negative s. First derivative of s, we have number 1, so we have e to the power of negative s. First derivative of e to the power of negative s, we have negative s e to the power of negative s. This is about the product rule of this one. Now we want to find determinant of the matrix. So I will put about A, B, C, D. So that should be about A multiplied by D minus B multiplied by C. So this one multiplied by this one. So we will have about e to the power of negative 2s minus s e to the power of negative 2s. This one multiply, we have negative and another negative, so we have positive. Now we cancel this one and this one. Next, we need to find about yb. That should be about negative y number 1. And we have the integration y number 2 gs over the Wronskian between y number 1 and y number 2. And then we have y number 2, and we have the integration y number 1 gs over the Wronskian of y number 1 and y number 2. So we know that y number 1 we have e to the power of negative s. This one we have s e to the power of negative s. gs we have e to the power of negative s. F and s over this one. Now the second one we do the same. This one y number 2 we have s e to the power of negative s, and we have the integration e to the power of negative s, e to the power of negative s, f and s over e to the power of negative 2s. Now we simplify and we have like this. So this one and this one we can use about integration by parts. So this one you can do by yourself, and now I will write the answer of this one in here. So that should be like this. Now we simplify this one. That should be like this. Now after we have yp, we can get the final answer in here. So we have y equal to yc plus yb. So yc that is about this one, and yb that is about this one. This is the end. Thank you for watching.